Our volunteers, those who regularly do this work, are actually the golden fund of the country. These are people who, not in words but in practice, carry out their common human duty towards other people, giving themselves, sometimes even risking their lives, sometimes to the detriment of their health. For me, the first task of our meeting is to understand what your problems are, your limitations in the world in which I can solve them. I solve them. Therefore, at the end of the meeting, we will definitely do the following assignment of the minister, which we will then control and move on. And the second point is that you are on the ground, interacting with our guys who are on the line of combat coordination, or next to this line in the combat zone. And of course, for me, it is invaluable information about what is happening there with your own eyes. Thank you very much for agreeing to this meeting. Responded to the request from the guys, the volunteers. There will be a lot of meetings for this communication. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for the fact that we have motorized vehicles in the state, evacuation vehicles. This is very important for us, and we consider it a separate breakthrough in the last year. Now we need to protect the equipment. There was no standard for anti-fragmentation blankets and braziers, anti-torn grills, and we conducted tests together with GAP2, the 21st Institute, the 38th Institute of Military Medicine, and determined what the weight of the anti-fragmentation blankets and braziers should be, how many layers of SMP there should be. It was a big, very serious job. In fact, everything was done together, both military and scientific groups. We, as the People's Front, helped. And finally, with this standard we decided, and just a week ago, maybe two, we finished these tests. If it is possible, we will now make the first braziers that come with anti-fragmentation blankets. If it is possible to include it in the regulations from next year, then, in general, everything is ready for this. We have developed a single pre-engaging network, and there are about 200 products in it now, and it is deployed in almost all tactical directions. We carry out this work within the framework of the SWAT project, when we train RR operators. It has already trained more than 800 people, and they have a big credit. At SWAT, we have to teach them not to be RR operators, but how to work with a mass of information. I will now take you to Nukumai because this is their direct work. They will conduct tests in the shortest possible time, and then we will include all this in the nomenclature. They will be a pleasing body to us and will do this. Now the company where I work is engaged in the development, implementation and support of the automatic accounting program for the application of BPL-ADC. And now this program, you have seen it more than once at the command centers, needs you to scale some kind of profile service that will interact with us here on Earth. I believe that the forum, the DC forum, is a very correct thing that should have been done a long time ago. We will develop DC. My name is Olga. I am the organizer of the group Close Your Soul 48. We weave the camouflage network. People want to work? We have ready-made workshops, ready-made hands. That is, in fact, production throughout Russia. But unfortunately, there is a lack of materials, and accordingly, therefore, I would like to ask to help with the materials, so as not to stagnate, to save the guys. Because every minute is simple, and accordingly, for us, it is equal to the loss of life and equipment, the loss of our guys. I would very much like to scale the opportunities that we have achieved with the main military medical department. By the way, we have created a public council for about a year with Dmitry Vyacheslavovich. We discuss everyday issues, introduce them. A lot is changing. We see that PMG and Medrod have appeared. We saw the level of Medrod support, which is really good for us today. And what we do. We as volunteers now understand we have instructions that are clearly written for us by the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Instructions on what the algorithm of our actions should be when addressing us with those or other requests. We verify these requests, try to do everything so that they are not duplicated. And after that, we only run to execute quickly and quickly. It is extremely important for us that a similar form of interaction is built up with others, if possible, with the management of the Ministry of Defense. This meeting in this format is the first, but I really hope that it will not be the last. I would suggest meeting regularly, for example, once a quarter, in order to check the clock.
не последняя. Я бы предложил встречаться с какой-то регулярностью, например, там раз в квартал, для того, чтобы сверять часы.